Welcome back to the Clever Report. So, my people, a lot has been happening for the past 2 days. I genuinely think the world, I really think God saved the world through the winning of Donald J. Trump, because sanity has actually been restored. And now there is this a year of accountability for people that, staged coups and, instigated wars around the world and other stuff. So, there is a clip now, with the Department of Government Efficiency headed by Elon Musk, the Wall Street chessman. There have been, many hearings on Congress about where so Usaid money went to and other stuff. So there's a congressman, Scott Perry. There's a clip that has been circulating around of him actually saying how Usaid was used to fund ISIS, Boko-Haram, and other stuff. And we know whose administration, that actually whose administration was actually actively funding these programs in the world. So I want you to, especially in Nigeria and other African countries, to stabilize African countries. I want you to listen to the clip, and then I'll give you my take on that.
Who gets some of that money? Does that name ring a bell to anybody in the room? Because your money, $697 million annually, plus the shipments of cash funds madrasas, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko-Haram, ISIS-Khorasan, terrorist training camps. That's what it's funding. If you think that the program under Operation Enduring Sentinel, entitled Women's Scholarship Endowment, which receives $60 million annually, or the Young Women Lead, which gets about $5 million annually, is going to women who, by the way, if you read the Inspector General's report, is telling you that the Taliban does not allow women to speak in public. Yet somehow you're believing, and American people are supposed to believe, that this money is going for the betterment of the women in Afghanistan. It is not. You are funding terrorism, and it's coming through USAID. And it's not just Afghanistan, because Pakistan's right next door. USAID spent $840 million in the last 20 years on Pakistan's education-related program. It includes $136 million to build 120 schools, of which there is zero evidence that any of them were built. Why would there be any evidence? The Inspector General can't get in to see them. But you know what? We doubled down and spent $20 million from USAID to create educational television programs for children unable to attend the physical school. Yeah, they can't attend it because it doesn't exist. You paid for it. Somebody else got the money. You are paying for terrorism. This has got to end. I yield, Mr.
Now, I think from 2010 to 2014, our economy wasn't perfect, but it was booming. Are you getting me? Yes, the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan wasn't perfect. There were still people looting, but our economy was booming and there was peace. There was relative peace in Nigeria. We were fine, actually. And then, now came USAID. That funded Boko Haram, ISWAP, and all these terrorist and insurgent groups. They now came in their ploy to destabilize Nigeria and remove Jonathan as president. They started bombing everything. US aid money under President Barack Obama and Biden's administration, when Biden was his vice president, was funding these insurgent groups. So 2010 to 2014, our economy was booming and everything. Now, see how the PSYOP went. Our economy was booming. The US didn't want that influence Nigeria was having. We are having influence in culture, Afrobeat, and everything. The US administration, I won't say the US, I can't make that blanket statement. The US administration under President Obama didn't want the largest African country to have this kind of influence. They wanted to push their LGBTQ stuff. Now, see the plan. They now funded this terrorist group, this Islamic extremists. Now, this gave rise to a former dictator, a former military dictator called Buhari. Are you getting? This former military dictator called Buhari became popular, became the face of, I'll be tough on corruption, I'll be tough on terrorism. And you remember, in nights before, and if before that election in 2015, President Barack Obama actually gave this statement. I'm butchering it now, but kind of an endorsement that Nigerians should vote for a new chapter, that this one, that one. So he basically endorsed Buhari. Are you getting? He basically endorsed Buhari. So this is the situation where we are getting now, that Nigeria now in this situation, this former military dictator that ran on being tough on crime and it's been endorsed by the US president, and a supposed first black president and black leader of the free world that endorsed this former dictator that made him popular, that said he will be tough on terrorism and crime. Now, our economy was booming, like our economy was $580 billion. Now, from 2015 to 2025, we were roughly $200 billion, and our GDP per capita is not even up to 1,000. And it's so funny now that the supposed first black leader of the free world, that should be the beacon of hope, especially for the black countries, seeing somebody that is of our skin color leading the free world, is the same person that orchestrated the destruction of the largest black nation in the world. That is Nigeria. So I don't know. I know mainstream media in Nigeria wants, they rather talk about two babas marital and extramarital affairs that, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't actually matter. They rather talk about that than to talk about this issue, the main issue plaguing our society, this USAID. And I thank God for this, for President Trump's diligence. Even for President, this is just 3 weeks or roughly a month in, he has already started exposing what these people were doing. And now this and that side up, I don't know what made Nigerians think that this Hollywood elites that time, they were saying, bring back our girls, Michelle Obama and co, actually cared about Nigerian girls. No, they don't. So it's just a psyop. Jesus, as somebody called, even Didi was part of those people saying, bring back our girls, while he was somewhere, allegedly defying underage girls and minors. So this is to tell you, this was a sign from the CIA, MK Ultra, on Operation Mockingbird. Certain journalists were allegedly paid from this USAID to push propaganda against the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. And this gave rise to the APC government that has plunged us into penury, has plunged us into hunger. I keep saying it, the only difference between the APC government and democracy in the US is that the APC government hasn't gone woke crazy on this gender ideology and stuff. They are still the same thing, the same nepotism, the same emo, the same playbook. This is what they do. So I just want people, this USA story shouldn't die. People should tweet about it. Let us have this conversation. Now, I don't have a problem with, everybody has freedom of choice, to vote who you want to vote for. But especially a young person in Nigeria that I'm in my mid-20s, that seeing the kind of bad things this APC government has been doing to us right from 2015 till now, that the average person can't even afford to eat twice a day. And I see young people trying to, make case for them. It's freedom of speech, but it's so weird. No matter how much you're receiving, that it has been revealed that Boko-Haram is being sponsored by USAID under the leadership of President Barack Obama, the supposed black Jesus of the world. And I keep saying it, President Barack Obama is the worst thing that happened to the free world. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So make sure you like, subscribe, do all the fun things, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when I go and drop on that video. I love you, but God loves you more.